Welcome back into another episode of Hefe's World. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. But let's go ahead and get right into it, man. This is the Raw review episode. Raw kicked off with the video replay of last week's ending with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman and getting joined up by Braun Breaker. And then back into the ring area, Seth Rollins' music hits. He makes his way to the ring with Braun and Heyman. He cuts a promo on the new group, and Sami Zayn's music would eventually hit. Rollins introduces Sami Zayn, and then Rollins and Sami Zayn will go back and forth with promos. Seth Rollins will try and give Sami Zayn an out to move over to SmackDown, or he'll have to face Braun Breaker later on tonight. And he'll need an answer by the end of tonight, and then Seth and company exit the ring and leave Sami. Up next, we get a the only confirmed match of the evening, the Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez match. Great back and forth action. However, Gilia shows up at ringside. She distracts Rhea, ends up attacking Rhea. Um, Rhea wins by disqualification, of course, and then her and Roxanne would attack Rhea. This would eventually lead into Io Sky's music hitting. She would get the better of these two women at first, but of course these women would eventually, with the numbers gained, get the better of Io. Rhea would come in and push both of them out, and then both women, Roxanne and Gilead, would retreat up the entrance ramp. So I'm sure this will lead to a tag team match, possibly next week on Raw. And then backstage we have a Judgment Day segment. JD and Finn will have a tag team match, we learn, with the War Raiders tonight. And Carlito says that he's looking for some gold. So would he, could he be going after the Intercontinental Championship at some point? We'll have to tune in and find out. Back to the ring area, Logan Paul comes out. He cuts a promo on Jey Uso and trying to become champion. Jey Uso's music would hit. They would go back and forth with their promos, and this would end with Jey Uso hitting a super kick on Logan Paul. And then we are set for the War Raiders versus the Judgment Day. The New Day is at ringside. Um, this is JD and Finn Balor from the Judgment Day, of course. Penta would interfere during this matchup on JD McDonough, where the ref did not see, leading to the War Raiders picking up the victory here. And more than likely getting a match with the New Day for the tag team titles at this point. Backstage, we have Sami Zayn sitting with Otis. Then Paul Heyman walks in, Otis leaves, and Paul Heyman sits down with Sami Zayn. Tells Sami Zayn about the move to SmackDown and how he could potentially face the winner of Cena versus Randy Orton. And then back to the ring, Becky Lynch is making her way down. She cuts a promo talking about how she's the one who attacked Bayley at WrestleMania, and then cuts the promo on Lyra Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria's music hits. She makes her way down to the ring, and then cuts her promo. They go back and forth. Lyra eventually would attack Becky. Becky retreats. Backstage, we have Penta and Nick Aldis. Um, Aldis tells Penta that he has a match next week with JD, and then leaves. This leads to Gable coming up and cutting a promo on Ray Phoenix and his brother, and El Grande Americano, beating him at WrestleMania. Penta would eventually attack Chad Gable and say that is for the Lucha Bros. Then we get a video package of the newly acquired Rusev. And then back to the ring, we are set for Ivy Nile versus Stephanie Van Kara. Great action between both these women. Ivy Niles was definitely shown some good light here, and Stephanie from NXT was definitely shown an excellent light here as well. Of course, the winner, the NXT champion, Stephanie Valkyr. Backstage, Nick Aldis is with AJ Styles. Dom, Liv, and Raquel would interrupt, and Dom would try and request some time off. Aldis denies it. Then Dom and AJ get into it a little bit. And then backstage, we have Sami Zayn. Karen Cross walks up real quick and says he has a big decision to make tonight, and then walks away. We have a replay of Gunther's attack on Michael Cole and Pat McAfee after this. And then Pat McAfee grabs a mic and cuts his promo. Nick Aldis would eventually come out and, per McAfee's request, and McAfee would tell Nick Aldis he wants Gunther unsuspended and he wants a match against him immediately. Aldis says that he will make a match between them at Backlash, which Pat McAfee, of course, accepts. And then backstage, Sami Zayn is shown once again. Jey Uso walks up, cuts a promo for Sami Zayn's decision tonight. Sami walks off, and then Logan Paul would sucker punch Jey Uso and lay him out. Back to the ring area, Seth Rollins' music hits, and it is time for Sami Zayn's decision. Um, Sami Zayn makes his way out to the ring. Seth cuts his promo, followed by Sami Zayn pretty much telling Seth no. This leads to Braun Breaker's music hitting, and we are set for Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn. A great match that unfortunately Sami Zayn would end up getting speared 3 times inside the ring, leading to a fourth spear outside the ring. The refs would eventually stop this match, and Raw would end with Seth Rollins hitting a curb stomp on Sami Zayn and all of men, Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, and Braun Breaker posing in the ring. So what's next for all of these guys next week? Can't wait to see what's going on with the I mean, there's so many moving parts now on Raw. I can't, it's hard to kind of even keep up. Adam Pearce, I'm sure, will be returning next week to try and put some things in motion. I'm sure we will be getting Jey Uso versus Logan Paul somewhere down the line. Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins as well. Who will join Sami Zayn? Who will be helping him out? Could Jimmy Uso make his way over to Monday Night Raw and potentially team up with Sami Zayn? Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and can't wait to see what's next for the women's division as well. A lot of moving pieces there as well with Stephanie Van Cura and company from NXT. Let me know how you guys feel about that crossover in the comments as well. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button down below. I'll hit y'all with a preview of SmackDown later on this week. Just remember, this is Hefe's World, and you're just living in it.